When the Xbox Series X launches this fall, there will be thousands of games available on day one, and almost all of those games will play better than ever before, and I want to talk about it. What is going on, everybody? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone's having a great day, and if you guys could do me a big favor, make sure you hit the like button, and if it's your first time here on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Earlier today, Jason Ronald, the director of program management for Xbox Series X, wrote an article on Xbox's blog called Xbox Series X, the most powerful and compatible next-gen console with thousands of games at launch. And yeah, you can already see Microsoft is leaning heavily into calling the Series X the most powerful. But this article goes on to explain Microsoft's stance on backwards compatibility and how it isn't just enough to have all the games work on the Xbox Series X. They wanted to go a step beyond to make sure that the games you have bought either digitally or physically not only work day one, but are improved somehow. Now, we all know that backwards compatibility is a huge feature for the Xbox ever since they decided to bring it back and announce it at E3 2015. And you know what? I still kind of chuckle when Mike Ybarra took the stage and took a direct shot at Sony by saying, hey, we won't charge you for the games that you already own. And since that time, the team has done such a great job. In fact, they've ported over 500 Xbox 360 games, as well as some OG Xbox games, and on specific titles, they actually went and upgraded some of the resolution and frame rate in some of those titles. But now that work has been expanded for Xbox Series X. And of course, it all starts with having all of these games available day one when you pick up the Series X. Ronald says that with more than 100,000 hours of playtesting already completed, thousands of games are already playable on Xbox Series X today, from the biggest blockbusters to cult classics and fan favorites. But how many is he talking about? Is it the entire library or just a selection of games? And the answer to that question seems to be almost all of them. You see, Ronald also spoke with IGN today, and when asked if thousands meant that the goal was every single Xbox One game, in addition to the hundreds of Xbox 360 and original Xbox games already compatible with Xbox One that will also play on Series X, Jason Ronald said, and I quote, "The goal is definitely the thousands of titles that run on Xbox One today. If the game runs on Xbox One, it is our goal to get that to run on Xbox Series X. There might be some one-off exceptions here or there," he added, noting that licensing or technical issues. Now, as someone who has spent a significant time and money in the Xbox ecosystem this generation, I have over 2,000 games in my library. It gives me satisfaction and a bit of comfort to know that when I bring Xbox Series X home this fall, everything that I've bought this generation will be there for me to continue to play if I want it to be. But the best part about it is that those games will look and run better than ever before. And that's because backwards compatible games run natively on the Xbox Series X hardware, running with the full power of the CPU, GPU, and the SSD. No boost mode, no downclocking, the full power of the Xbox Series X for each and every backward compatible game. This means that all titles run at the peak performance that they were originally designed for, many times even higher performance than the game saw on their original launch platform, resulting in higher and more steady frame rates and rendering at their maximum resolution and visual quality. Backwards compatible titles also see a significant reductions in in-game load times from the massive leap in performance from our custom NVMe SSD, which powers the Xbox Velocity architecture. Now, when pressed for specific examples, Jason Ronald said that all of them are seeing a lot of benefits in certain areas. As an example, he said that titles that use dynamic resolution scaling, now it's a rock-solid 4K or whatever its originally designed resolution was. See, the benefits here are great. Obviously, Jason said the game's a dynamic 4K resolution, now run at 4K, so the games look better than ever. But I'm not really a stickler for resolution. I need that frame rate. And I'll give you an example of a game that was horrible recently. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order could not hold its frame rate anywhere close to 60 or the 30, depending on the performance mode that you chose. But now with the Xbox Series X and the extra power it has, that game's gonna run at a solid frame rate. and that excites me. I know I'm not necessarily one to espouse upon the virtues of backwards compatibility because I played a ton of 360 games, but I'm actually looking forward to going back and playing some of my Xbox One games simply because I haven't had time to play everything the platform offers. So this is a pretty damn cool feature to me. But the improvements don't stop there. You see, in partnership with the Xbox Advanced Technology Group, Xbox Series X delivers a new innovative HDR reconstruction technique, which enables the platform to automatically add HDR support to games. As this technique is handled by the platform itself, it allows us to enable HDR with zero impact to the game's performance, and we can also apply it to the Xbox 360 and original Xbox titles developed almost 20 years ago, well before the existence of HDR. Now, when IGN pressed Jason for some examples, he said that Geometry Wars is one that I really enjoy. To actually see that in HDR, he tailed off, also mentioning Boom Boom Rocket alongside the two games that already had their post-generational HDR added, Halo 5 Guardians and Fusion Frenzy. Now, if you have the TV set for it, HDR is an absolute game changer. Games like Sea of Thieves or Doom Eternal look so much better with HDR, and to see Xbox and the Wizards on the back compat team actually make it platform standard, where all the games from Xbox One, 360, and the OG Xbox One would actually get HDR is a pretty mind-blowing feat. But of course, the improvements don't just stop there. Jason Ronald goes on to say the compatibility team has invented brand new techniques that enable even more titles to run at higher resolutions and image quality while still respecting the artistic intent and vision of the original creators. We are also creating whole new classes of innovations, including the ability to double the frame rate of a select set of titles from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second, or 60 frames per second to 120 frames per second. When IGN pressed Ronald for any specific 120 frames examples, Ronald said that they do exist, but they can't confirm any quite yet. Quote, in a lot of cases, we have so much processing power in the Series X that what used to take a set number of milliseconds in prior generation consoles, it just runs through that computation so fast that the GPU is just sitting there waiting to do work. But part of the challenge is that some titles actually base their physics or animation on the frame rate, so we're still figuring out what titles we can actually do this with without violating the original intent of the title. We definitely have some titles we've seen go from 30 to 60, and there's a handful of titles we've seen go from 60 to 120, but we're still in the process of validating the game end to end. Now, in my opinion, this is how you do backwards compatibility right, and the team at Xbox should be commended for it. The push to get every single Xbox One title available day one for launch is huge, but going above and beyond that to making sure that all these games run the best they possibly can with higher resolution and better frame rates, adding HDR where you can, and in some cases doubling frame rates. The team at Xbox are setting the gold standard for backwards compatibility. Anyways, guys, that is the video. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Share this video out on social media or tell a friend about the channel. And if you want to be notified right away when I drop all my new videos, make sure you hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.